Hi there, it's Chris Perkins here, broker-owner with Coldwell Banker Maritime Realty. I thought, what better way to start 2026 than telling you my favorite real estate story of 2025. I was asked to go to a house to do a market evaluation, and I asked all of the usual questions as I was walking around as to what your plan is and what's the thing that you need most from your realtor. And they said, we need top dollar in the shortest amount of time, which is something I hear quite often. In this case, they were moving to Spain, and they were moving to Spain within the next 4 weeks. And halfway around this appointment, I looked at them and asked them what they were going to do with their cat. They had an 18-year-old black cat, and yes, she was old, but she was in good health. They had already spoken to all of their friends about whether or not they would be willing to take this cat on. There was no way that this cat could go to Spain because it was 18, and there's no way if we put this cat out for adoption that it was going to be adopted due to how old she is. So there was a heartbreaking decision that was going to need to be made. They were going to have to put little Lilo down. And I said, absolutely not. I'm going to get Lilo included with the sale of this house. So less than 3 days later, we had hit the market. It was just in time for the weekend, and we ended up with 3 offers by the 3rd day. 2 of the 3 offers said they would keep Lilo. But to my shock, the sellers wanted to pick the 3rd offer, who did not want the cat. And it wasn't about money either. These particular clients had written this really nice letter, and letters are very important, by the way, for this exact reason. They connected with these purchasers. They wanted to sell to them. And the reason these purchasers did not want this cat was because they had just lost one of their own. So they were heartbroken. They didn't want to go through this heartbreak again. I said, no, let me go back to them. I think I can convince them to keep Lilo. And to my great relief, they said yes. And that might be the end of the story, but it wasn't. About a week before closing, I get a phone call from my clients stating that they'd received a message from their lawyer that the buyers no longer wanted Lilo. We had no time to come up with an alternative as they were literally leaving in the next 5 days. And so that was it, really. It was around Christmas time, and I was like, this is really a horrible way to end the year. And 2 days more go past. Now, I don't know what's going on with Lilo at this point, if Lilo's still alive or what the plan was. I was afraid to ask, quite frankly. I get a frantic call from the buyer's realtor. Where's Lilo? My clients want the cat. The lawyer had sent a message based on their initial letter stating that we did not want the cat. But it was wrong. They never instructed their lawyer to send this message. So I had to call my clients immediately and ask where Lilo was. She was due to be put down the following morning, but she was still alive. So my little Christmas miracle of last year was Lilo, at the final hour, was saved, and I got to leave little Lilo with her home for the rest of her life. There's so many emotional stories that are attached to every house, and I make sure that my clients looked after, as are all of their dependents. Have a great 2026. I look forward to working with you in the year to come.